More than half of women would think about asking a friend to have children with them if the right person doesn't come along, according to a survey. Hey, Poindexter, I know I've never shown much interest in you. I know you invited me to dinner. I know you sent me flowers. I know I told you thanks, but no thanks. Or that line women love to use, oh, I'm so flattered. Oh, Poindexter, that is so nice. You got me candy and flowers, and you know my favorite bottle of wine, and you got it for me, and it's so nice. But I'm sorry. You know, I'm flattered. I just don't want to lose what we have, Poindexter. I just want to be friends. Is that okay? Just friends. Right. Well, guess what? Poindexter now is coming into play. More than half of women, according to the BBC, would think about asking a friend to have children with them if the right person doesn't come along. The study found that 56% of women would consider it if they hadn't found someone by a certain age, with 28 to 31-year-olds being the most likely. The survey shows that many single men and women are worried about meeting a true love, as well as fertility issues. Really? Okay. It says here 26% of men worried they wouldn't be able to conceive naturally. About half the women who answered the survey admitted that they think about finding the right partner either frequently or on a daily basis. Do you know the chicks you're dating are walking around going, who am I going to get? Who am I going to get to father my kids? Who is it? Got to find the right guy. Says here, many also said they would, this is what I love so much. How many of you guys are this person? Many also said they would settle for second best if they didn't meet the right person. Psychologists, yeah, right. How many of you, seriously, guys, how many of you go to bed at night wondering if you're that person? I'm not kidding. How many of you have wondered if you are her second choice or worse? I've been with women where I felt that way. You know, the first guy you were in love with, he dumped you. The second guy you were in love with, he dumped you. The third guy you were in love with, he dumped you. You know what? You're the love of my life. Tag, you're it. Says here, psychologist Linda Papadopoulos said, interestingly, social norms of parenting and of the conventional family structure are being challenged. No longer do we see the mom, dad, and 2.4 children as the only ideal. Reconstituted families, same-sex families, and single parents are much more prevalent these days. And rather than ascribing to the norm, it seems that women and men are more flexible with their definition of family. It seems that fertility is also a big issue for many women, with more than 2/3 who aren't in a relationship worrying that they won't be able to conceive naturally. Many respondents, both men and women, thought that fertility problems could end a relationship. I think that's true. Wow. I want to talk about all of these issues with men and women. I mean, ladies, are you one of these people? You know, maybe you're 28 years old and you're walking around going, who's going to be the father of my kids? These guys are a bunch of dweebs, a bunch of dorks, or no, these guys, this is the one that women love to say, these guys don't want to grow up. So how many of you are actively looking for a father? Even if it's somebody you're not going to settle down with. Maybe you're actively looking for a sperm donor. Maybe you're just, out on the town, tarting yourself up, and you don't even care if it turns into a relationship. Or how many of you have gone back to Poindexter in the IT department and said, you know what, Poindexter, I know you've been interested in me for a long time. Let's give it a go. Poindexter has no idea what you have in mind. So in this hour, I'd like to talk to women who are trying to find a parent, trying to find a father, trying to find a sperm donor, in essence. If you're one of those women, I'd like to talk to you at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. And I wonder what you guys think about this survey. I mean, can you believe there are women who say they would settle for second best just to get the right father for their kid? No wonder so many people have affairs. Because they think they have married the second best, third best, fourth best choice. Somebody who would make a great parent. Somebody in my family who is very anxious to get out of the house and get married and have a kid found a guy who was quiet, respectful, responsible, and, he had a steady job. He had an occupation. It was a trade, but he was always working. Paycheck always came home. He was faithful, loyal, great father. I mean, a great father. Just great when they had the kid. And this family member stormed in one day and said, I'm bored. He's boring. You wonder how many of you guys are in that position? Guys, have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wondered if the woman you're with thinks of you that way? That they just got with you because they think you're a responsible guy, a good guy. I think about all the years that women have dated, the musicians, the poets, the actors, the guys who owned a Harley, the irresponsible guys with no jobs, the guys who provide cocaine or weed or whatever, the guys who have money and will take you away for the weekend, the ski instructors, the tennis instructors, whatever. And they've had just these amazing sexual experiences. Only down the line to find out that, these guys are not responsible. These guys never grow up. These guys are perennial bachelors. I always found it offensive when a woman was in a relationship with me and then she would let it be known that after being with all these hot, exciting guys, that they felt comfortable settling down with me. I don't want to be the guy you're comfortable settling down with. I want to be the guy you complain to Poindexter about. I don't want to beat Poindexter. Guys, do you wake up in the morning worrying that you are Poindexter? Worrying that you're not the first choice? Seriously. Do you wake up every morning saying, she'd have been with the other guys if they hadn't dumped her? But these guys didn't want to get married, or these guys didn't want to have a relationship. So you accept the idea of a relationship, and then you find out somehow you wake up in a cold sweat. You wake up and you say to yourself, my God, she chose me because I'm responsible. She chose me because I show up at home from work on time. She chose me because the paycheck comes home. It doesn't go to the racetrack. The paycheck doesn't go to the strip club. The paycheck doesn't go into stupid business schemes. The money comes home. You come home from work on time. You ever think to yourself, my God, she'd rather be with somebody else. There's somebody else she thinks is hotter. There's probably a lot of people she thinks are hotter, but she met you, you're responsible, she spun the wheel, and she picked you. Because I'll tell you honestly, I've been there. And ladies, have you been looking for a guy like that? Maybe you picked somebody like that. I mean, did you finally settle down with a guy and he's not the best, he's not your first choice? But the guys you want as first choice probably don't want to have kids, don't want to get married, don't want to settle down. So Poindexter's looking pretty good to you. I want to hear all about it.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Tom, I've been listening to you for a long time, and you got some kick-ass advice, dude.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. So a study in England comes out that says that more than half of women would consider friends to father their children if they hadn't found somebody to be in love with by the age range of 28 to 31. What do you know about this? Ralph on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Not much.
Listened to you for a long time.
Love it.
My story is I've been married for 28 years, and about 3 years ago, my wife was doing, saying how she's going to leave me, because she was bored. So I just started treating her the way that you talked about, and, boy, things turned around real quick.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. I started kind of being an a-hole, and I guess she thought that maybe I was going to start stepping out or something, and boy, she turned around real quick, afraid she was going to miss out on, like you say, the paycheck and a little security there. So thanks for listening to you. Things worked out pretty good.
I read an interesting story this week that said that, of course, anybody who's been paying attention knows that the economy has been going in the crapper in a big way.
Yeah.
And that many people now, especially women, are choosing counseling over divorce because they're afraid that in divorce they won't come out so good.
Yeah.
So there you go, Ralph. Long pause. Moving on. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Alex on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? I'll let you know, man. I'm having this relationship with my girl, and it all started out as, boyfriend, girlfriend, and, as we started going out and, time was going through, she was telling me that, she had the same thing going on, that she had a successful boyfriend who went to school and was making so much money, and they were going to have a baby. And I guess he just kept partying, he wasn't taking her too serious, like who would, but I'm saying, he started just, partying, and, she got angry and she never had the baby. And, I was the next boyfriend, and I'm the one who ended up having, a baby with her.
So you had the baby?
Yeah. She met me while smoking out, getting high and partying and drinking, and, I was a drummer with the band, I was the drummer in the band, and, you can say, she started liking me and I liked her, and, we hooked up, and then next thing you know, everything changed, man. It's just I became a father, and I'm not a musician anymore, and I'm not doing anything anymore. I'm not getting drunk. I'm this father she expects, she's been expecting for all this time, This father figure, you could say.
Now, did she go back to partying?
No, actually, she didn't go back to partying. She's pretty much, she works too, and we both work full time Monday to Friday. And
but how does it feel to be like Poindexter, which you are?
Which I am. Well, it feels real bad, Tom. It feels like used in a way. You feel like you were just like anybody was just walking by. There you go. You're the father. The worst feeling I ever had with a woman, honestly, all kidding aside, was when I realized that a woman was with me because I was a responsible person, not because we had all this passion for each other or that we were, having a great time or anything like that. It was just because I was responsible. And I did not want to be that person. Neither do I, Tom. I'm 25, man. It's like my friends are going partying all the time, and they're just like, you're missing out, dude. And, here I am supposed to be the perfect father, the father figure. And, I can't be the same guy I used to when we first met,
Well, of course you can't. I mean, look, you had a baby. Now, tell me, Alex, why did you feel the need to have a baby?
You know what, Tom? I'm going to tell you this, and I hope all these guys are listening out there, man. I've been listening to you for a while, and I was like, dude, I'll never be that guy. I'll never be that guy. Tom is right. I'm a good student of Tom, and I was being stupid, Tom. I wasn't protecting myself, and I thought I met, the most beautiful woman in the world, and as you start living with this person, things change, Well,
of course they do, which I've been telling you for years.
And it's like, I hit myself in the head so many times, and I'm like, you know what? This guy is so true, man. Tom knows what he's saying. He says it all the time. It's just that I just have this feeling like, you know, it's always been in my head, and I'm sure all these guys have it in their head, you know, and it's like, you're so...
Oh, boy. All right. Zero tolerance policy. You're out! Nice guy. Appreciates my advice. A little late. But he used the F word, and we can't allow the F word. There you go. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here comes Carl on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going, man?
Great.
Hey, yeah, man, I have a story for you, bro. I met some chick and stuff, and we're dating for about 4 years and stuff, and she kept talking about some guy she dated in high school and stuff, and she just kept, and I found out she was texting him, man, so I think that, you know, I might be the guy she settled for because she couldn't get him.
And she keeps in touch with him.
Yeah.
See, I had that experience with somebody, too. Somebody who is living with me, but online texting and emailing people from the past.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm a DTB.
You know, if you want to be with people from the past, there's the door.
Exactly. All right, Tom, take me out with a bong rip.
Here you go, Carl. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. A survey in England says that more than half of women would think about asking a friend to be the father of a child if the right person hasn't come along. These are primarily women between the ages of 28 and 31 years old. Are there any women like that listening to the program? I'd love to hear about it. Are there any guys out there who suddenly woke up one day and realized they were that person? The sperm donor. The reliable guy. The guy who was not afraid of commitment. But you were not the hot guy. You were not the passionate guy. You were not the guy she talked to her girlfriends about, you know, when you're in the sack. No. You were the sucker, the responsible sucker. Is that you? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Oh, hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Hey, you know, I think you're kind of making it black and white. You know, you're saying the responsible guy is not the hot guy, but it's kind of gray. It's not a clear cut. You know, sure, when a gal's looking for somebody, she's going to get a responsible guy, but that doesn't particularly mean the guy is going to be a total Poindexter.
But put it this way, it's very rare that the very hot guy that she has dreams about is also the responsible guy. Just like it's very rare that chicks, the very hot chicks, are intelligent, well-spoken, or have great careers.
Well, in that regard, when you're picking out a girl or something, you're not going to pick the cocktail waitress, the hot gal. You're going to pick the one that's, you know, that probably has a better chance of having a good career and bring something into the relationship. You're not going to, you know, get the one-night stand type of girl.
That doesn't mean you like feeling like you are that person, does it?
Well, in a way, you kind of are. I mean, you're always second to somebody. I mean, you're not going to be, you know, you're there and George Clooney walks around, your wife leaves you for George Clooney. Well, you know what I'm saying? You're always...
So would you have no problem if your wife left you for George Clooney?
I'd have a problem, but, you know, I mean, just, you know, that's kind of an example of what, you know, you're always second to somebody. There's always somebody that's going to be hotter than you are, or somebody that...
No doubt about it. But when it's everybody comes ahead of you, or a lot of people come ahead of you, it's not just one person or two people, but essentially you were chosen because of your ability to be responsible and dependable.
Yeah, that's a different situation. I mean, you don't think of yourself that way, but, you know, if you're very responsible and you got a good job, you think you bring more to the table than just responsibility.
Would you help a woman have a baby?
Would I? No.
Yeah. Hey, pal, let's have a drink and talk about, I'm not getting any younger and I'd like to have a baby.
No, too many bad ramifications from that.
Well,
that's a slippery slope.
I agree with you on that. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. 1:30. on the Tom Leykis Show here at 1-800-5800-TOM. We continue our conversation with you about women. In a survey in England, more than half of women, they would think about asking a friend to have children with them if the right person didn't come along. Do you know anything about this? Amanda on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
I'm kind of cutting out. I'm sorry I couldn't hear you.
I said hello.
Yes, hi. Hello?
Now I'm saying nothing.
Oh, okay.
Waiting for you to begin talking.
Oh, I was just calling earlier about you made the comment about...
You were calling earlier? I mean, are you calling now?
Yeah.
Who were you calling earlier?
I was calling you guys.
Well, you said you were calling earlier.
Well, yeah.
Did I already talk to you?
No, I haven't talked to you yet, but I called for the reason that...
Oh, I mean, that's like those people who pre-board the flight at the airport. How can you pre-board? What are you board before you board?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear. I guess I'm going to have to...
All right, I'll accept that as an excuse. What did you want to say, Amanda?
I just wanted to say that I believe that you were under the assumption that girls dumped the guy, or the girls got dumped by the guy, and therefore went toward guys. Well, what were you calling them? What are you, the people that got chosen instead of the dump
Poindexter?
Guy? The what?
Oh, Jesus. Poindexter?
Yes. You're in something that they're getting dumped and going to the Poindexter. What about the assumption that they're the ones doing the dumping because they want someone like that? And if we're going to have the guys that...
Well, I don't understand what you're saying. Wait. What are you saying?
I'm just...
I've had enough. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Jeez. Taylor on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, I can hear you.
Good. And then he hung up. Kevin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm okay, Kevin.
All right. Well, I have to comment on, you said the guys that was the phone donor. Well, I got to comment on that because my son's mom only had my son for the simple fact is that I look good and that she was, I didn't know that she was looking for somebody that looked good to have a kid with, and I didn't know that she was,
Kevin, you're 22 years old. Why did you need to have a kid?
It's trapped, though. She was like, the first time I ever, had sex or intercourse, she put holes in the condom, and then later on I found out about it.
Jesus. How did she get her hands on your condom?
No, she brought condoms,
and I always tell guys, never take the chick's condom. Never, and this is why.
Yeah, I know. And then and I found out another reason she had a son with me, some fact, because I played football for a university.
So she thinks that her son will play football for a university?
I don't know. No, she just wanted a good-looking kid. That's the other word. That's what she told me after the whole thing.
If it had to do with playing football for a university, that works out great if you have a boy.
I don't know.
But if she has a girl, man, who knows? She might have another Queen Fatifa.
I don't know. But,
Yes, I said Fatifa. Yes.
You said Fatifa. Well, I don't understand. I was trying to figure out, why do girls think like that, and why would they do something like that? Because if I knew what type of girl she was, I would have never, got involved with that.
Well, maybe you should have taken the time to get to know what kind of girl she was before you jumped into the sack with her.
Yeah, that's kind of, I take it upon myself, that's kind of my fault, because I just see a good-looking girl, and
And does she nail you now for the child support?
No.
No? Oh, she'll come back at you for that.
Well, I hope not, because, she got her boyfriend/girlfriend to take care of him, and
for now.
Yeah, for now, so she don't want me to see him that much.
Oh, you're killing me, Larry.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Get in, get off, get out. That's my motto, man. Don't be stuck with one girl too long because they're nothing but headaches and problems.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, I'm Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Okay. More than half of women said in a survey in England that if they couldn't find the right guy to settle down with, they'd think about having a baby with a male friend. 1-800-5800-866. Mandy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Just great.
Great. No, I was just giving you a call. I know that you guys are talking about, guys helping out girls, being the dad. And I've listened to your show. I actually gave you about 3 months. And there were times when I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. But then I started listening to you, and it just seemed like you weren't really a product of what you really preach with your personal life.
How so?
Your views.
Let's hear it.
I've been married like 4 times. I mean, if it's marriage is
when
so
do
bad.
Wait a minute. The reason I know marriage is so bad is because I've done it.
Well, no, you're obviously not doing it right. You're trying to do it right.
Darling, you obviously are not a regular listener, because I have explained that on the air. And what I have explained on the air is that my parents were married 40 years. And I thought they did it right. And when my marriage did not work out, I thought I was doing it wrong. And so I kept trying to do it the way my parents did it. Well, it turns out now that marriage may have made sense in the 1950s when my parents were married, but it doesn't make sense for men in the 21st century. It just doesn't.
Well, obviously it doesn't make sense for you, and other people it works for.
It doesn't make sense for men.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's your whole clinch in your market. But
that's the fact. You cannot name one benefit, not one, that a man would get from marriage that he could not get if he were not married. Not one.
Oh, what about love? Do you know what love is?
You know what? Do you think the only people who are loved are married?
I think that you don't need to have.
Do you think that's a yes or no? Well, there you go. You don't need to have a contract to be married. But the point is, being married has a legal definition. To be married means you have signed a legal contract.
Right.
So a man does not need to be married to get love.
That goes back in the day. I mean, marriage is also if you're a religious person as well.
That's not the point. Marriage has a legal definition. And therefore, being married has a very specific meaning. And it does not mean just shacking up with the guy you have sex with. It is a legal obligation. And men generally pay the price for getting married if it doesn't work out.
Well, I'm a woman. I was married, and I got divorced, and I didn't ask for any alimony.
Doesn't matter what you ask for. We're talking in general. And by the way, obviously you failed at it, too.
Yeah, of course. And you know what? I'll try it again when I fall in love and I find the right person.
Oh, there you go.
I'll definitely get married because I believe in love and I believe in treating people right and I believe in being partners in this world. If we don't partner up and say,
why do we need to partner up? Why does a man need that? Why does a man need that? Tell me why a man needs that. Tell me why a man needs that. Tell me why a man needs that.
So you can have a stronger basis in life. When you have a partner...
I have the strongest basis in life anybody could possibly have. Financially secure, good job. I live in one place. I've had the same house for 11 years.
You haven't been hit by someone spiritual. When you have someone that can bring you to a level in your mind and in
I
your
am not
life,
spiritual. I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist. I'm not spiritual.
Obviously, then you have a good line of work for you then, and that's why you...
No, it has nothing to do with my line of work. I believe what I believe because I have experience and I know the truth.
No, it's just called jaded, Tom.
Well, guess what? Being jaded doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong.
No, it's not.
Men are right to be jaded about marriage, about having children, about making commitments to women. Men have a right to be jaded. And until the divorce laws change for the better for men, men don't need to be married.
Hey, that's your own opinion. And
it's my opinion and it's the opinion of many others. And by the way, I don't know if you've read the statistics. Forget about what my opinion is. Men are getting married at the latest age in the history of the United States.
Yeah, because of our society, man. People like you,
Good.
the stigma that materialism is important.
Materialism is important. It is. Thank you. Zero tolerance policy, you and your filthy mouth. You're out! The BS word is still not permitted on the air, you idiot. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Paul on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Tom. I got a great story for you. About 11 months ago, I hooked up with this girl at the bar. I also hooked up with 2 of her friends prior to that. Probably had something to do with why she hooked up with me. She wanted to test the waters. Well, she ended up getting pregnant. And here I was sweating bullets a little bit, worrying, you know, it isn't mine, but I use protection. I follow the Tom Leykis code. But one of my other buddies, and I guess she had a boyfriend, one of my other buddies that slept with her also. So time comes, she had the baby about 2 months ago, and turns out it ended up being her boyfriend's baby. But anyhow, I found out one of my other buddies I hadn't seen for a while. I met him on the street, and he said, "Hey, buddy," he goes, "you're in the clear." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "You know that girl that you slept with? He said she's got brown hair. The baby's got brown hair, brown eyes." He said, "You're off the hook, buddy. It's not yours." And I said, "Wow." I said, "That's a relief. That's great." And he said, "Well, she was talking to all of her other friends, which then I know all of them too. They were all hoping that it was mine because he hangs out with these girls." And that's just a fine example of how these women out there, they just want to trap a guy in. Now she's stuck with her boyfriend. He's a nice guy. I guess I'm a nice guy too, but not, luckily it wasn't mine. But it goes to show you how these girls, they just want to trap a man in with their erratic emotions and their hormones, and they believe this.
And let me guess, you didn't use a condom.
No, I did. I absolutely did.
Oh, you did? So they were hoping the condom screwed up.
Well, you know what? She was trying to get me not to use them. I actually went through 2 or 3 condoms that night, and I said, wait, I got to get a condom. She laughed at me. She said, "Well, I'm on the pill." And I said, "Well, that's fine. I'm still going to use a condom." She kind of laughed at me, trying to encourage me not to use it. So, I mean, all these young guys out there that think that it's okay to do it without it, guess what? That could have been my kid. It's not. I used a condom, and, thank God for that.
Good point, Paul. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Debbie on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Yes.
I am calling to think, you're thinking about the right now, you're hot, whatever. But what about when you become an old fart with nobody to take care of you? They're not going to take care of you.
There's no guarantee with 1 out of 2 marriages ending in divorce, and with 2 out of 3 marriages ending divorce in Southern California, there is no guarantee that the person you're with today will stay around to empty your bedpan. There's just no guarantee of that.
I'm sorry, I disagree. I think there is a guarantee.
Oh, there isn't?
I think there is.
1 out of 2 people married today will get divorced.
But what if you're not one that doesn't? What if you're not one that doesn't?
Well, put it this way. If you, the money you save on not spending money on women who like to spend, will more than pay for reliable individuals to come do that kind of work for you.
Have you seen the nurses that take care of old men?
Actually, it depends on what you can afford to pay. And I think if you dump a woman who spends her money on handbags and dresses and skirts and all kinds of other chick junk, you can save a whole lot of money and get the absolute best of the best.
I agree. Usually the young, dumb girls that spend their money on chick junk.
It is not an accident. They say all the time when after divorce, a man's standard of living goes up and a woman's standard of living goes down. This is a fact. And why do you think that is? Because he doesn't have to be there to pay her bills.
I don't think so. There's a lot of women that actually have to pay alimony to the man because they can't make it.
There are not that many of those, dear, because most women do not make more than the men they're with. That is why they say that women make 72 cents for every dollar a man makes. Because in the aggregate, men make more money than women.
Not really.
That's a fact, dear. If you can't deal with statistics.
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm going to move on. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Dawn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
What's up, Dad? How you doing, Tom?
Doing okay, son.
Man, let me tell you what's going on. I had a girl that I was dating at my job. I had already had a girlfriend, right? And this girl has a baby. I guess she thought she wanted me to try to take care of her baby and move my girl out. But I wasn't trying to have it. She was like, we had our lunch breaks and, I go do what I had to do on lunch break and after work. Because my girl, she goes to school at night, so she'll come over after work, and and I kind of do my thing after work, and then she started calling me like real late at night, telling me she wants to do the business, handle the business late at night, and I got kind of tired of it because she was kind of getting a little attached. So then I wasn't able to perform with her, when she wanted me to. So then she started giving me the cold shoulder. So now, you know, things are off. You know, it's not going on anymore. She thought I caught feelings for her, which I didn't. You know, I did like her. I ain't gonna lie, but I kind of knew where she was, you know, where her head was at. I know her head wasn't on straight. So now she don't talk to me no more. And it's kind of weird, wondering why the girl don't talk to me no more. So now I guess she found her new thing. And, you know, what do you think?
Well, what does this have to do with what we're talking about?
Oh, as far as don't tell anybody, she wanted me to take care of her kid and everything. And
No, but I'm talking about women who want you to have their kid.
Well, I think she said that, too. She actually wanted me to kind of, you know, that's part of the problem. She wanted me to be more involved with her than what I was.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I don't understand is why, first of all, why you would do something like that in the office. And second of all, why do you need to make your life like a soap opera?
I guess it was. It was fun. Come on, son. A girl 21, I'm 34, you know?
Well, I understand that, but it's your job.
$50. I probably spent $150 in the whole 3 or 4 months I dated her.
But aren't you afraid of what would happen if things blow up and you still have to come to work every day and see her at the office?
That's what I did. That's the problem I'm having now. So that's what I'm like, what the? I didn't know you're not supposed to stick your
not supposed to dip your pen in the company ink.
Exactly. I didn't learn that term until after I already started writing on paper. You know what I mean?
So now the company ink is all over the place.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
No doubt about it. All right. Thanks a lot, Don. Thanks for the call. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.